Hi, my name's Jane Shelshear and I am a licensed body mapping educator and training mentor with the Association for Body Mapping Education, which is an organization of musicians and for musicians. And I'm doing this short video today to introduce my e-learning course, which is called Body Mapping: What Every Musician Needs to Know About the Body. You can find this course at alexandertechnique.au. That's the website. There's a number of e-learning courses on that site, and if you scroll down after selecting Browse Courses, you'll find this Body Mapping: What Every Musician Needs to Know About the Body course. So I will do a great deal of screen sharing just so I can show you some things. I should say about the course that should you choose to do the course, your access is lifetime, and that means you can return again and again to the information and the images and use those in your own teaching. You can yeah, that's all I want to say. The rest I want to say as I share the pages. So I'm really glad you found me, and take a look at what the course looks like. So I'll just share the main page of the course with you. So there it is, what every musician needs to know about the body. You can see that there's a little introduction to the course, what the premise for the course actually is, and what you will be doing in the course. So using the principles of body mapping to play your instrument with efficient and dynamic movement. Discover, correct and refine your body map to boost your musical performance and unleash your expressive movement and technical facility. So if you're a musician who has experienced injury or you experience playing related pain, tension, discomfort, or even if you just feel that you're not able to play to your best ability, and you feel that if you knew how to use your body more efficiently and could move more easily, that would be make the difference for you, then this course is for you. There are optional inclusions in the course. Each of the lessons has an assignment at the end of it. You can choose to do that if you're wanting to really sort of push yourself to do that little bit of extra learning, and you receive feedback on each assignment. And you are also welcome to join in any 5 online sessions, live online sessions, so that you can bring your specific questions to me. It also allows me to see you as you're moving with this information, which is the important part. And so that's a really great thing to take up, both those optional inclusions, but they are voluntary. And, if you have issues with the timing or of that, then they're not a necessary part of doing the course. And yes, I should say that is what this is about, because you'll see as we get to here are the 5 topics. This is very anatomically information heavy, but it's important to say at the beginning of the course that this is not about studying something external to you and having information about anatomy. What use is that to a musician? Hey, it's all about using that information through activities, explorations, watching videos, palpation exercises we do throughout the course, so that you're absorbing that information into your own way of moving as you play your instrument, because that's where the improvement will come. So let's take a look. We might skip this one just for the moment and go straight to lesson 2. So you can have a look at how the lessons are set out. Oh, it's not going to do that. Yes, there we go. So you can see on the side here, we're on lesson 2. It's highlighted, finding your core balance. And then it has each of the 4 topics that are included in this particular lesson. Now, most of the topics are fairly short. They're a 3 to 5 minute read each, But the one we'll look at today is particularly long, and it's the only one in the course that's this long, so don't worry. You can do it bit by bit. And each lesson you'll see we set out what the learning outcomes are, what you're going to know, in other words, by the end of this lesson. So there are the 4 topics that are contained within it, and we're going to look at this one. So what do we mean by core balance? You can see that there's images and written materials. So we're trying to cover all the different ways in which people like to learn. Here's one of the image galleries. You can see these anatomical images are very specifically drawn because we're talking about a particular anatomical structure, and we want to look at its location in the body from different perspectives. We're highlighting different things, and these are all done by the Association for Body Mapping Education. They have a specific medical illustrator they use, so they're all highly accurate as well. And as I scroll down, you can see things come together in the whole picture. So that's an example of a use of anatomical images. Let's look at places of balance now, once that loads. So you'll see a lot of these little light grey boxes, and they're all about exploring what we're talking about, or the images we're looking at, about exploring it in your body. So often it's a little movement exploration or a palpation exercise. Sometimes it's a drawing exercise, which we might have a look at one of those later. But we also use video to help you. So here's another image gallery I can go through quite fast. Whoops. Showing you specifically what we've been talking about. But you'll see also there's videos where the exploration is shown for you and you just follow along with the video. So there's me. I'm about to show people 5 different ways that they can find the place in themselves where their head balances on their spine, which is a really important thing to do. And you just follow along with that video to explore that in your body. There's more explorations in the grey boxes, and you can see a lot of discussion, more videos, and sometimes external links, like link to external videos that are really useful to look at. Here's also, I'm trying to find this one. Here's a video that's in X-ray of someone's real knee joint. So seeing this kind of thing for real really brings home the information. And there's a number of those for all the main moving joints throughout. To really short video, as you can see. More images, moving at the ankle joint. That's another X-ray video. And it says a big congratulations at the end of that particular topic because it was the long one. Let's have a look at lesson 3. So for musicians, often this is where they think we're going to start. We're mapping about your arm, but there's just important information about the rest of you that influences your arms. So let's have a look at the origins of your arm. Taking a bit to load that one. I've noticed this morning my internet's a little slower. There we go. So more images, more explorations, and there's a nice video here, an anatomical animation. These are really good because, we can be specific at talking about what's happening with an arm here, but there's lots of things happening in the video. So we could also use this video to talk about rib movement or spinal movement or movement just of the collarbone or just of the breastbone. But here we're talking about it in relation to arm movement. and it's nice to see it as a whole with all the other movements in it. Let's have a look at this topic of arm suspension. And often you'll also have in here videos of musicians. So we want to see how the elements that you're learning about, in this one, how your arms are actually suspended, and an example of a musician who gives a really clear show of that. And so there's Rubinstein playing. Other things we might look at, the relationship of the humerus to the scapula in playing, and so having a good look at Anna-Sophie Mutter as she plays is instructive. And so you'll notice that the sound is off. So often with the musician videos, if it isn't already, I encourage you to turn the sound off, because as musicians we tend to just listen and we stop seeing. And this is about training you to start to see what your favorite musicians might be doing. There's a topic here on breathing, because everybody breathes, not just singers and wind players. Sometimes we'll find a very instrument-specific kind of video, so this kind of thing might be a bit weird for other people to see, but for a flute player, this is an amazing video to witness. So this one is a flute player just playing, and she's got a tube down her throat, so we can see what's happening with the vocal folds on the screen.
That's cool. Do that again. Yes, that's awesome.
How about the humming when you...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So stuff like that is also included in the course. Yeah, and then once it goes back, there we go. And then something about breathing for everybody. There's a lovely video here we use on from Jessica Wolf's Art of Breathing. So there's lots of resources you can see to try to make this information come to life for you in an interesting way, and in a way that helps you absorb the information. You'll see also there's a lesson on legs, but I think this video has probably gone on long enough. There's one here of a singer who's moving a lot as he sings, and so mapping his breathing structures as a whole of, all the structures of his body, really important. I should also say that there's an assignment, so that's the last topic in one of the lessons. So the assignments are right down the bottom. Here are the instructions for the assignment. It's usually quite a short thing. You upload a Word document, you upload it here, and then I receive it and will send you back information. There is also a materials tab up the top of some of the topics, so there are downloadable documents or further images, or sometimes to do with the drawing activities, there's something to download. So there's lots of different ways to learn, and really it's because I'm really keen to get this information out there. It's something that all musicians should have had in their training, and they really most times haven't. And it's not technique, it's about understanding this tool, your body, as the tool in order to do whatever is your chosen technique, and also to help you in translating instructions that come from teachers about technique, but through a really correct and refined body map. And so you're able to do those instructions so much better. So if you have enjoyed this video, you can give it a like, help to spread the word by telling your colleagues, musician friends or students about this video. Again, I repeat that your access to it is lifetime, and you will understand as a musician about learning how it deepens over time. So being able to return to that material is really an important thing. So please come along and join us for this wonderful learning journey. Go to alexandertechnique.au, select Browse Courses, scroll down and you'll find Body Mapping, what every musician needs to know about the body. And I hope to get to meet you in the future. See you there.